With these can-do videos, you'll see real-life situations where you have to introduce yourself, talk about your family, or give your contact information. So, by the end, you can do them yourself in Italian. This video is a small portion of our can-do course. To get the full course, including translations, grammar tools, and assessment tests, click the link in the description.
Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask for clarification.
This is Sasha Lee, and she meets her neighbor, Giuseppe Mancini, for the first time in the lobby of their building. Giuseppe introduces himself by saying, "Nice to meet you, I'm Giuseppe."
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Sasha can't catch his name and asks for clarification. Listen to the conversation and focus on Sasha's request. Ready?
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Sono Giuseppe.
Once more with the English translation.
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Nice to meet you, I'm Giuseppe.
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Excuse me, can you repeat that?
Sono Giuseppe.
I'm Giuseppe.
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Let's take a closer look at the conversation.
Do you remember how Giuseppe introduces himself? Nice to meet you, I'm Giuseppe.
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
First is
Piacere.
meaning a pleasure.
Piacere. Piacere. Piacere.
Is actually a shortened form of
Piacere di conoscerla.
meaning it's a pleasure to meet you.
Piacere di conoscerla.
Giuseppe uses the shortened version
Piacere.
in his introduction. This version can be used in many contexts and is appropriate for both informal and formal situations. Next is
Sono Giuseppe.
I'm Giuseppe. First is
Sono.
I am.
Sono. Sono.
Note here
Sono.
is a shortened form of
Io sono.
I am. In Italian,
Io.
I is usually omitted as it's understood.
Sono.
Is from the verb
Essere.
to be.
Essere.
Next is the name Giuseppe.
Giuseppe. Giuseppe.
Note, Giuseppe only uses his given name. Sasha and Giuseppe are young adults in an informal situation, so he only uses his given name. Together, it's
Sono Giuseppe.
I'm Giuseppe.
Sono Giuseppe.
Altogether, it's
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
nice to meet you. I'm Giuseppe.
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Sasha can't catch his name. Do you remember how she asks, "Excuse me, can you repeat that?"
Scusa, Puoi ripetere?
First is,
Scusa.
excuse me.
Scusa. Scusa.
Note,
Scusa.
is the informal form of excuse me.
Scusa.
In this conversation, Giuseppe and Sasha are of similar age, so the informal
Scusa.
is more natural.
Scusi.
Excuse me is the formal form. Next is,
Puoi.
you can.
Puoi. Puoi.
Note, you is understood from the context.
Puoi.
Is from the verb
Potere.
to be able.
Potere.
Next is,
Ripetere.
repeat.
Ripetere. Ripetere. Ripetere.
Is a verb meaning to repeat in its infinitive form. Together,
Puoi ripetere.
literally means you can repeat, but in this context, it translates as can you repeat?
Puoi ripetere.
Altogether,
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
literally, excuse me, you can repeat, but translates as excuse me, can you repeat that?
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Note that is added to the translation so that the English sounds more natural, but there is no corresponding word in the Italian question. Finally, do you remember how Giuseppe says, I'm Giuseppe? Hint, you've heard it before.
Sono Giuseppe.
I'm Giuseppe.
Sono Giuseppe.
In this lesson, you learned how to ask for clarification in an informal situation.
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Excuse me, can you repeat that? To ask for clarification in a formal situation,
Scusi, può ripetere?
excuse me, can you repeat that?
Scusi, può ripetere?
Note the two changes in the formal form. First,
Scusi,
replaces
scusa. Scusi,
excuse me, formal form.
scusi. Scusi,
Second,
può,
replaces
puoi. Può,
you can when using formal Italian.
può. Può. Può.
Is the third person singular form of the verb
Potere.
to be able. The third person singular is used for formal situations when addressing a single person.
Let's look at the expressions once more. Listen and repeat. Scusa. Scusa. Puoi ripetere? Puoi ripetere? Scusa, puoi ripetere? Scusa, puoi ripetere? Scusi. Scusi. Può ripetere? Può ripetere? Scusi, può ripetere? Scusi, può ripetere? Non ho capito. Non ho capito. Puoi parlare più lentamente? Puoi parlare più lentamente? Did you notice the new phrases I used?
Wondering how you can master these conversations even faster? Here's how. 1. Read along. You get the lesson conversation and translations inside our dialogue tool, so that you see each word as you hear it and understand it all. 2. Practice speaking. By shadowing what you hear, you can also record and compare yourself with native speakers with our voice recording tools. And 3. Take our assessment tests and see how much you remember. These tools are part of our Can Do course. Just click the link in the description to get them.
Non ho capito.
I didn't understand.
Non ho capito.
Literally
Non ho capito.
means not I have understood, but it translates as I didn't understand.
Non ho capito.
Next is,
Puoi parlare più lentamente?
can you speak more slowly?
Puoi parlare più lentamente?
First is,
Puoi.
you can.
Puoi. Puoi.
Next is,
Parlare.
speak.
Parlare. Parlare.
After this is,
Più.
more.
Più. Più.
Finally,
Lentamente.
slowly.
Lentamente. Lentamente.
Altogether,
Puoi parlare più lentamente?
can you speak more slowly?
Puoi parlare più lentamente?
Let's review the key vocabulary.
Parlare.
Speak,
Parlare. Parlare. Più.
more,
Più. Più. Lentamente.
slowly.
Lentamente. Lentamente.
Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember the informal way to say excuse me? Scusa. Scusa. And how to say repeat? Ripetere. Ripetere. Do you remember how Sasha asks, "Excuse me, can you repeat that?" Remember, she uses informal Italian.
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Scusa, puoi ripetere? Do you remember how to say nice to meet you? Piacere. Piacere. And do you remember how Giuseppe says, "Nice to meet you, I'm Giuseppe"?
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Piacere, sono Giuseppe. Do you remember how to say speak? Parlare. Parlare. And how to say more? Più. Più. Do you remember how to say slowly? Lentamente. Lentamente. And how to say, "Can you speak more slowly?" Puoi parlare più lentamente? Puoi parlare più lentamente?
Let's practice. Imagine you're Ben Lee. Giuseppe introduces himself, but you can't catch his name. Ask him to repeat it using informal Italian. Ready?
Piacere, sono Giuseppe.
Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Listen again and repeat.
Scusa, puoi ripetere? Scusa, puoi ripetere?
Let's try another. Imagine you're Giuseppe. Karen Lee introduces herself, but you can't catch her name. Use formal Italian. Ready?
Piacere, sono Karen.
Scusi, può ripetere?
Listen again and repeat.
Scusi, può ripetere? Scusi, può ripetere?
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Giuseppe. Ask Sasha Lee to speak more slowly. Ready?
Piacere, sono Sasha.
Scusa, puoi parlare più lentamente?
Listen again and repeat.
Scusa, puoi parlare più lentamente? Scusa, puoi parlare più lentamente?
This is the end of this lesson.
Now, here's what you can do to cement this conversation in your head. Review the conversation with our dialogue tool and lesson transcripts. Study the key words and phrases with our spaced repetition flashcards. Review the key grammar and cultural tips inside the lesson notes. And test yourself with our assessment tests. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to access our Can-Do course.
Now you know how to ask for clarification in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.